Sit. You don't want them to look at your butt. Hi everyone, my name is Deanna and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how to get good grades in nursing school and how to study in nursing school. So I'm going to give you my tips and tricks as to how I study. So first I would like to say that it's not just necessarily for nursing school. You can usually use these tips, most of these tips, for any studies, any kind of whatever you're studying. And so it doesn't just necessarily have to be nursing school. I am in nursing school, so some of this stuff is specific to that, but the general ones, it can be used for anything. So yeah, let's get started. So first, I have it in my phone, so if I'm looking down, I'm sorry, I just wanted to write it out so I didn't forget anything. So one of the first tips that I recommend, if your instructors are kind enough to give you the PowerPoint ahead of time, like my instructors were, and I'm extremely blessed about, they gave us the PowerPoints ahead of time, and I was able to make notes from that. So I would just take whatever is most important on the PowerPoint and I would make my own notes, and it helped me review ahead of the material ahead of time, because I would do my homework like a week ahead. So sometimes I would just walk into class. If I didn't do this, I would walk into class and literally forget what it was going to be about. And this helps me maybe look up some of the new stuff that we're learning, and it helps me look up some unfamiliar words. So I totally recommend that. The second thing, from those notes that you did take, I recommend to have them. I didn't print them out, or if you want to print them out, but I would have them in my class, and I would add my own notes from what my instructor was saying. So she would be talking about that one slide. If she's saying something important about that one topic and it's not on the PowerPoint, then I'm going to write it. Don't be afraid to ask your questions, because I know, like, you don't want to be like that person that's always talking, but honestly, whatever. It's your education, you're paying for it, and ask your questions. It's fine. Don't let other people stop you. Don't worry about them. Fourth thing, before an exam, I look at the material that I need to study for, and I plan out a couple of days ahead. So for example, if I have 5 sessions I need to study for before a midterm, I'm going to plan out the days, and I'm going to do 2 sessions one day, 2 sessions the next day, the last session the day after that, and then the day before the exam, I just look over all my notes and I try to take a look at my homework, because I don't know about you guys, but my instructors like to put questions regarding our homework, so I like to look at that as well. I don't want to neglect that. Going off of... Okay. I don't know if you can still hear my dog, but he's going off. I'm so sorry. Going off of what I said before of looking over what you need to study, I also like to look over ahead of, at the month, and look what exams I have, what assignments I need to get done, and that way I can start studying if I have enough time to study, or if I have some free time, I can start studying for whatever needs to get studied for. Also, if you, after your session, I like to look over my notes and study a little bit after that one class. That way I know that I understand, and that way I can email my instructor or ask for extra help if I need anything. I know I did this a lot back when I was in anatomy and physiology. I would look up YouTube videos about complex things that it was hard to understand just by reading it. and I had to, I'm a visual learner, so I like to
look at things.
It makes it easier for me if I see the picture. That goes as well for medications, I find, because if I want to know the action, I'm not just gonna, if I just read it, I'm not gonna be like, oh,
I got it, I totally understand how this medication works.
No, it takes me a while, and YouTube videos are really helpful. What I also like to do is write out stuff that I don't feel confident in, or if I could make a picture, I want to make a picture, and that way I can visually see what I'm struggling with, or I can write out the steps, and it makes it easier for me to understand. And while I'm in the test, I can think back, like put my head back and just think, okay, this is what I had in my paper, this was the steps. I like to color code my notes. That way I know when I'm in the test, I can think back, okay, this was this color. It also helped to learn pathophysiology of the diseases. That way it's easier for me to think of nursing interventions and treatments, because I know how the disease works and what body part is involved. Especially for skills testing, I like to I like to talk through the skill. I had my IV testing, and it really helped to talk about IV removal, how to set up the IV, that kind of stuff, before, like, while I'm practicing it with my supplies, or if I don't have my supplies available, if I'm out of school or anything, I can just talk about it before bed. I look at my notes and that I've written down step by step, and just read it before bed, and it seems to help. Like, next time when I'm in the lab and I'm practicing it, I know the steps, and it's just a matter of what is the right way to do it. And last but not least, study groups. So study groups actually were really, really helpful, and I'm so blessed that I had such an amazing study group. Everybody was so smart, and I just loved them all to death, and everybody was very supportive. It's hard to go through nursing school when you're just by yourself, and it's nice to have the support. So study groups. Those are, I couldn't do it without them, honestly. Those are my tips on how to study for nursing school, or for anybody that wants to learn how to study a little bit. I hope that it was good information for you, and that it's going to help in the future. And let me know then in the comments what else you guys do to study. That's everything for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you when I see you.